In 2025, a repeatedly noticed empty seat appeared on China's diplomatic stage. Xi Jinping continued traveling to ASEAN countries, Russia, and Central Asia, but Peng Liyuan, who had frequently accompanied him for more than a decade, was absent from many official appearances. Although Peng did not disappear completely, she still appeared in May and July in her capacity as First Lady. The frequency of her public engagements dropped sharply. In a highly centralized authoritarian system, the low profile of a First Lady is never merely a matter of protocol. It is often a sign of shifting political winds. As figures associated with the First Lady channel, Qing, Ma Xingrui, and Qin Xingxiang, fell one after another, Peng Liyuan's situation, too, was pushed toward a harsher historical question. Many people began to ask whether she might eventually walk the same path as Jiang. As 2025 draws to a close, Xi Jinping's international travels have been frequent, but Peng Liyuan only appeared at a few events. In May, she received the Brazilian First Lady and visited the National Center for the Performing Arts. In July, she attended a Sino-US youth exchange event titled Guling Friendship. While these engagements fulfilled the diplomatic duties of a First Lady, they were far fewer than in previous years. Since Xi Jinping came to power in 2013, Peng Liyuan had accompanied him on almost every major foreign trip, to the point where netizens jokingly refer to her as Mama Peng, pairing her with Xi's nickname, Daddy Xi, creating the public image of a loving political couple. State media, such as People's Daily, even use these terms at times, placing her in the symbolic position of Mother of the Nation. Commentator Wen Zhao noted, "In a system where power is extremely centralized, when a symbolic figure suddenly becomes quiet, extra interpretations are inevitable. These interpretations may not be facts, but they reflect the public's uncertainty about the system's future." Peng Liyuan's fellow native of Yunqing, Shandong, former Xinjiang Party Secretary Ma Xingrui, was transferred back to Beijing in July before his term ended, and has since become the subject of persistent rumors. Commentator Jiang Wangzheng claimed that Ma was taken away for investigation on November 18th, and that a home in Hong Kong under his son-in-law's name was searched. While none of this can be confirmed officially, Ma indeed missed 3 Politburo and Central Committee meetings held between late November and December. His consecutive absences seemed to lend weight to the rumors. Ma Xingrui's wife, Rong Li, was reportedly involved in commercial activities conducted under the name of Peng Liyuan's office, which indirectly implicated Peng herself. A photo of Peng Liyuan in military uniform during a visit to a military academy in 2024 revealed that she was a full-time member of the Central Military Commission's Cadre Assessment Committee. This put her in a position of influence over military personnel promotions, a level of involvement exceeding even that of Jiang, the so-called Red Empress of Mao's era. This raised speculation about whether she should bear responsibility for the recent downfall of 9 top generals and for the unprecedented vacancies within the Central Military Commission, where 3 out of 7 seats remained unfilled. Combined with the rapid rise and equally rapid fall of Foreign Minister Qing, reportedly recommended by her, all these factors may have contributed to Peng Liyuan's decision to stay low profile in 2025. Overseas entrepreneur Liyuan stated in a commentary that in dictatorships, First Ladies are often the first to be sacrificed when political transitions occur. After Mao's death, Jiang fell from a revolutionary symbol to the head of a counter-revolutionary clique, was imprisoned in Xinjiang, and suffered humiliation. After Liu Shaoqi's downfall, his wife Wang Guangmei was publicly humiliated, beaten, and imprisoned for 12 years, nearly dying multiple times. Romania's Ceausescu and his wife were executed. The Philippines' Imelda Marcos fled abroad and became a global laughingstock. These examples, spanning countries and eras, reflect a destiny that seems impossible to escape. Peng Liyuan's fate is tightly bound to Xi Jinping's. She is a systemic pillar supporting the stability of Xi's power. Once the regime is shaken, the consequences she may face are self-evident. Wen Zhao further noted that in CCP history, the phenomenon of First Lady wielding influence has occurred only twice, under Mao and under Xi. Jiang held tremendous political power but never touched military authority. Peng Liyuan, however, crossed that red line and came to influence military promotions, creating a historical precedent. This is both an honor and a sign of approaching storms. Peng Liyuan's rise. From art troupe singer to the center of power. Peng Liyuan was born in 1962 in Yunqing, Shandong. Her father worked at a county cultural center, and her mother was an opera performer. During the Cultural Revolution, her family suffered persecution. Her grandmother was publicly denounced, and her father was detained in a cowshed. These experiences shaped her quiet yet resilient personality. At age 14, she entered Shandong Art College. At 18, she joined the Jinan Military Region Song and Dance Troupe as a performer. She later studied at the Central Conservatory of Music, specializing in traditional Chinese vocal music. In 1984, Peng Liyuan gained national fame through her performance of On the Hopeful Fields at the CCTV Spring Festival Gala. In late 1986, through friends, she met Xi Jinping, then vice mayor of Xiamen, and they soon began dating. On September 1st, 1987, they held a simple wedding in Xiamen. At that time, Peng Liyuan was more famous than Xi Jinping. After marriage, they lived mostly apart due to work. Their daughter Xi Mingzi was born 5 years later. Their marriage followed a typical political couple pattern. Their lives rarely overlapped, their careers supported each other, and they saw each other infrequently. Still, Peng Liyuan publicly maintained the image that she was a devoted father and husband. In reality, their daughter lived in Beijing and only moved closer to Xi when he assumed leadership in Zhejiang. Peng was, in many ways, the ideal spouse for an ambitious CCP official. She was presentable in public, did not cause trouble privately, and granted Xi unusual freedom. At critical moments, she even helped his political ascent. After the Tiananmen massacre in 1989, Xi Jinping strictly prevented student protests in the areas under his jurisdiction. While Peng Liyuan went to Tiananmen to console bloodstained soldiers and sang "The Most Beloved People," earning Deng Xiaoping's approval and reopening Xi's political career prospects. Rumors circulated that she had a mistress in Fuzhou, Meng Shui, real name Ma Exen, a TV host, but Peng Liyuan did not make a scandal, instead appealing to Xi's parents. Xi Zhongxiwen intervened. She wrote a guarantee letter, and the matter dissipated. Meng Shui disappeared from public view around 2008, coinciding with Xi's transfer to Beijing. Similar to how Zhang Gaoli and Peng Shuai's relationship shifted after Zhang entered top leadership. In 2007, as she entered the Politburo's standing committee and became heir apparent, Peng Liyuan withdrew from the spotlight, leaving the stage to support Xi's political advancement. By 2009, she was the head of the PLA General Political Department Song and Dance Ensemble, with the rank of civilian major general. In 2012, she was promoted again to president of the PLA Academy of Arts. After she assumed top leadership in 2012, Peng Liyuan broke an unwritten CCP rule. Leaders visiting socialist countries traditionally did not bring spouses. Whether visiting the US or North Korea, she accompanied Xi and played an active diplomatic role. During state visits, she was assigned independent First Lady schedules, visiting schools, hospitals, cultural institutions, or meeting spouses of foreign leaders. She appeared at the UN and global charity events, delivering speeches. Some media claimed Peng's charisma overshadowed Xi. This was a calculated strategy by the CCP to soften Xi's harsh international image, as he had become one of the least popular world leaders in the West. Peng Liyuan had served as China's 8th Prevention Ambassador since 2006 and as a Goodwill Ambassador since 2011. Yet she never spoke about domestic tragedies such as the Chained Woman, the Tangshan restaurant assault, or child trafficking scandals. Causes like AIDS prevention were politically safe and flattering to the regime, whereas addressing real human rights abuses would expose the party's failures. Thus, her public welfare work served primarily to polish Xi's image rather than to help the public. As she consolidated power, Peng's role in supporting him became more prominent. According to commentator Cao Cao, Qin Shengxiang, then deputy director of the PLA General Political Department's Organization Department, became a rising star and was promoted to director of the Central Military Commission Office, acting as Xi's trusted eyes and ears in the military. His earlier connection with Peng Liyuan through youth-related activities reportedly contributed to his advancement. Many others tried to leverage Peng Liyuan's status. U.S. media reported that former Foreign Minister Qing rose through the First Lady channel. Qing's wife, Lin Yin, even made mooncakes by hand and gifted them to Peng Liyuan. Ma Xingrui similarly benefited. Although he was born and raised in Shuangyashan, Heilongjiang, he presented himself as a native of Yunqing, Shandong, to join Peng's Shandong Circle in Beijing. The Financial Times once reported that Ma frequently visited the Xi household even before she came to power. This explained his sudden transfer from aerospace systems to Guangdong and his rapid rise. In July 2025, Ma stepped down as Xinjiang Party Secretary and is now rumored to be under investigation. Starting in 2015, she launched sweeping military reforms, abolishing the 4 general departments, creating 15 functional organs, and reducing 7 military regions to 5 theater commands. Personnel control became centralized in Xi's hands. The Central Military Commission Cadre Assessment Committee was created to help Xi select loyal officers. Membership was secret until a 2024 photo revealed Peng Liyuan's role as a committee member. In recent years, Xi has purged senior officers across the rocket force and multiple services, leading to the downfall of numerous commanders and political commissars. These purges disrupted the military's chain of command and damaged morale. Looking back on Peng Liyuan's life, she has never been a passive, decorative figure. She deeply understands power and actively participates in it. She bolstered Xi Jinping's rise and also carries symbolic risks for the regime. For this reason, as power begins to loosen, can she retreat safely? Her low profile in 2025 is less a matter of avoiding attention and more a gesture of survival. In a dictatorship, first ladies have never had a safe exit. Whether history will ultimately